just hear a one-sided conversation.
Yep. All right, it would appear we are live. I see the live indicator.
Incredible.
So,
as I start sharing this incredible live show.
yeah. So I've apparently made gaffes. I's renumbers episodes incorrectly in the style of Toki Wartooth, my favorite Metalocalypse character.
Curtis, I don't know which character's name is which.
Toki has he's the rhythm guitar player, so he has like the brown hair.
Okay. Got it.
Whereas Squeezecars has the blonde hair. He's the lead player. Murderface plays the bass. Nathan is the lead singer, and Pickles is from he's the drummer, and he's from Tomahawk, Wisconsin, as he'll find out in future episodes.
Okay. So today we're talking about a show, an animated show from Adult Swim.
Correct.
Metalocalypse.
Yep. It's great.
Okay, it's something, all right. I watched without subtitles and was kind of confused by things.
Yeah, the accents are a little hard to decipher.
The thick
without
metal talking with the accents.
Hey guys, I had an idea.
I mean, Nathan, you can kind of understand, but
Right.
yes, Squeezecars and Tokis, they're just, it's difficult.
Yeah.
And Murderface too, even I can't even do his.
Yeah. Ryan is currently watching the episode while we're.
Yeah, yes. If our viewers are confused as to why Ryan isn't chiming in.
Right.
Luckily, these episodes are only 11 minutes long, so he should get it complete in like the next 4 minutes or something.
Or so, yeah, pretty close. You can watch this show on HBO Max. For those of you who are wondering what to do with your HBO Max subscription now that you watched the 4-hour cut of Justice League, you can watch this show and you'll be done in about half an hour.
Well, yeah, it only took me like 3 or 4 days to get through the whole thing.
Okay. Not bad.
Although I think, you get through like a season and you might need to take like a little break because it's just like
so much pure insanity.
Yeah, lots of gore and lots of just
Right. Curtis, all I could think about while watching the show was how much it reminded me of Mike Bratz.
Oh yeah, I mean he's the one who introduced me to it.
Why am I not surprised?
Yeah.
I had that thought, and I wasn't sure, but I was like, this is totally a Mike Bratz thing.
Oh yeah, back in 2007 or 6 or sometime, he got the first season on DVD.
Of course.
And so it's interesting because I never finished the show. I only watched a couple episodes here and there on his DVDs when I'd go over. So this has afforded me the chance to actually kind of figure out, there are subplots and things kind of going on.
More and more pure insanity, from what I can tell.
Oh, yeah. Mark Hamill voices one of those characters in, like, the briefing room.
Oh, okay. The briefing room that is plotting to take down Death Clock.
Kind of, yeah. And then there's Jack Black is, I think, one of those recurring characters also, I think.
I didn't pay attention to the credits, so your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at some point, the guy who plays Soren, or the random professor in Community, shows up.
Oh,
Duncan,
Soren.
Yeah.
Yeah. from Star Trek Generations.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that guy.
that one bit of Community where they tie him up or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, so, I mean, I'm kind of just stalling until Ryan gets done, but I'm
Right.
also like, I watched it, and my brain is still kind of processing what in hell I watched. Because stuff just kind of happens, and it seems like the entire show is just an excuse to make rock metal.
Yeah, I mean,
Metal music.
when you
Rock
turn
metal.
on the subtitles, I think most of the time the lyrics of the Death Clock songs kind of represent or kind of, I don't know, they kind of go, they're in the same wavelength as what's happening in the episode. It's like each song is a reflection of kind of what's going on. Kind of.
Okay.
Sometimes.
All right, I believe you. I have no way of knowing if you're right or not.
Yeah, I
at
forget.
current moment.
I'd have to double check. Oh yeah, that reminds me. The first 2 seasons, like all the swearing is bleeped out with guitar noises, and then you get to season 3 and they kind of loosen up on it all.
Huh.
It's weird.
That is weird. I have no explanation for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the Duncan Hills coffee kind of thing?
That seemed strange and bizarre. It's like
It's the blackest coffee.
the blackest coffee times
Yeah.
infinity.
Times infinity.
It's like, oh, okay. They held a show at the most northern part of Norway to premiere a coffee jingle.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it goes in the show.
Why did everyone on the planet show up for this band?
I think I read that the show was created with the idea that this is kind of like the Beatles of metal, or at least this is a universe or a world where this band was the Beatles of metal music. And
well, in episode 2, there was a pretty blatant Beatles homage, as what's-his-name was playing a guitar underwater.
Mm-hmm.
And it straight up kind of turned into a Beatles song.
Oh, yeah, when he's
Singing to the fishes.
Yeah.
The entirety of the world's stock started crashing because they couldn't finish their album because what's-his-name refused to allow the recording to finish.
Yeah.
He needed something even crazier, so they decided to record on a submarine.
Yes, go to the deepest.
The deepest part of the ocean.
Yeah, the Marianas Trench.
Of course.
Oh, and that's where you're introduced to Nubler, right? The producer dude. Yeah, he comes back.
What?
Oh, spoiler. You didn't see him die.
I saw his eyes explode.
That doesn't mean your eyes can explode and you don't die.
Okay. I don't see myself wanting to live after that happens.
Well, you'll see. It'll make more sense when you see the episode.
Of course.
See, I'm giving you reasons to actually watch.
To keep watching.
Yes.
Curtis, if we watch Lost, can I never watch this show again?
Well, if you feel that way, we probably could.
Nah, I'd rather watch this. I trust Mike's instinct.
So is Ryan at the end? It sounds.
Yes, he's
Is he contemplating?
He is contemplating, perhaps, maybe, possibly,
Possibly.
maybe.
Do anything for Death Clock. Do anything for Death Clock. Death Clock, Death Clock.
Death clock.
I'm
death
back.
Clock. So here's Ryan,
Hello.
Hello, Ryan.
this guy.
That is me.
So Ryan's off the heels of watching the episode fresh.
Very fresh.
So Ryan, what'd you think?
Coffee, 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 coffee.
Yeah.
Sew myself together. Sew myself back together.
So is this an episode where they drop coffee on people? Did that
Yes,
happen? Okay.
That did
Yeah.
happen. People were being melted by coffee being dropped on them at this concert.
Yep. That'll happen.
The Beatles of metal are apparently so great that people will forfeit their own life just to watch them live.
They do. I think in a later episode you find that every fan signs a waiver.
Oh, you find that out at the beginning of
Really?
this episode.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was something, all right.
Yeah, so it's kind of fast-paced, as you can tell by the 11-minute runtime.
Yeah.
They kind of squeeze a lot of stuff in there.
So now I finally understand some more of the references that my friends Jack and Isaac and TJ were making in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I used to be very confused, but now I kind of get it. Or at least I'm starting to.
Uh-huh.
Squeeze
I can see
cars.
it.
Yeah, squeeze cars. I remember that.
Oh, Toki just wants to go play with Kitty Cat. Toki's my favorite. He's great.
Murder Face is kind of funny.
Murder faces. Crazy.
And then there's Pickles. He is the drummer.
Yes, and as I was telling Noah, you'll find out Pickles is from Tomahawk, Wisconsin, which is
Oh.
why he's got the extremely over-exaggerated Yooper kind of accent thing going on.
A Yooper.
We left the food at the food place.
The food library.
Yeah. Obviously, it's an extremely kind of gory show.
Yeah.
So,
Not for the faint of stomach.
no. And it's pretty much like that throughout the entire series. So,
I would expect nothing less from a show named Metalocalypse.
Yes.
have you figured out what Metalocalypse is yet?
No.
Oh, well. There you
Is
go.
it the apocalypse of metal music?
Can't tell you. You'll have to watch all 4 seasons to find out.
But there is an answer.
Maybe.
They were talking something about the world leaders were like, there is an uncanny resemblance from these ancient artifacts of something.
Oh.
Right.
So are
didn't
they
even remember
like
that.
supposed to be the 4 horsemen or something?
In
or
my
some
22
weird
minutes
version
of watching this show, that got blanked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have to watch through the end of season 4 to find out.
I guess.
Okay.
Let's see, what else? Oh, Ryan, I was telling Noah some of those. I don't know if it's one of the generals or one of the people in that world leaders kind of meeting thing is voiced by Mark Hamill,
Of course.
Of course.
and then someone is also voiced by Jack Black.
Well, that makes
And
sense.
Someone else is voiced by. I gotta look up his actual name this time. He's in Star Trek Generations.
That great movie.
Played by Malcolm McDowell.
Sauron.
So
Soren.
hard.
Ensign
Yeah.
Paris?
No, Soren.
Oh, Soren.
The villain.
Ah,
It's okay.
That guy.
That guy.
that guy.
Hey, it's that one guy.
It's that one guy.
Hey. Pop.
We took one reference and went to a different one.
Well, I was thinking Community because he's in Community, and then I was thinking
It's
Oh,
true.
okay. Right, but we said, hey, it's that one guy.
Right. No, I know.
What's with the outfit? Are you a pirate? Are you a pirate? Pirates in this year.
How the mighty have fallen.
Hey.
So, kind of an interesting cross connection between, because we talked about how we were going to watch this show, and then Noah also suggested us watching The Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, that wasn't even really a suggestion. I was just like, Curtis, do you want to watch a better version of Batman v Superman? Because you can.
Yeah.
Which I do.
But I would say, to fully appreciate it, you have to watch Batman v Superman first.
That's true. But, yeah, that is
Just
very
for
true.
compare and contrasting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was the animated one made before or after the...
Before. Yes, the animated one was 2013, 14?
12 and 13.
That's when it was.
But it's originally based off of the 1986 comic run made by Frank Miller, the guy who did the original 300 comic.
Sure.
Yeah. He was known for being a very grotesque artist.
Oh, I see where this is going now.
And
Ryan's
one of
train
the
thought has
connections
gone.
I found is there's a lot of different things with news clips going on all the time where they're talking about all these, like, metal is so awful and all this different stuff. They're signing away their lives.
Yeah.
And they do that a lot in The Dark Knight Returns. There's a very big presence originally in the comics where they talked about how, like, people in the news, not to bash you, Curtis, but people in the news would take stories and over-exaggerate them a lot.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
That's definitely toned down in the animated movie. Hello, Sam.
And another even more interesting connection is, have you guys heard of bat metal?
No.
So there's an interesting YouTube channel where this guy took some songs from Metalocalypse, like these really weird, very strange songs, and he created these animations with Batman in them.
Oh, you did tell me about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in fact, Death Clock or Metalocalypse is in one of the I think the last one. There were 3 episodes, and they show up in that.
Nice.
Yeah. So
We're not sponsored by Mountain Dew. Those are really old cans, Jace.
Yeah.
Bunch of goofballs.
Surprised there isn't like an ant colony living in those.
Curtis, it's really cold. The ants can't get in here and live.
Oh. Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday was strange. I walked to work and I was freezing.
And then the end of the day was kind of nice.
Well, yeah, by my lunchtime, kind of in the mid-afternoon, I had to open my jacket up because I was starting to sweat.
Tuesday was kind of the same. It was really
Kinda
nice for
same.
like those 2 hours when the sun came out, and then the wind kicked back in, and the clouds came back, and it was really cold again at the end of the day. That kind of sucked. Yeah, yeah.
So, Ryan, I heard you had another music-related anecdote about listening to something.
Oh. We were on the topic of... What were we on the topic of?
I don't know. I don't know how we got there. Oh, Calypso! I release you from your
Calypso.
human
Right, because
bonds.
Metalocalypse, Calypso. Yeah.
Yes. And at work, I've been recently listening to a lot of movie soundtracks. So today I was on... I listened to the first 2 Pirates of the Caribbean movies soundtracks.
A lot of that first movie soundtrack is very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same thing over and
Yes.
over, which is what Hans Zimmer kind of does sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Especially with organs.
it still sounds
I don't
cool.
like
I enjoy it.
Oh, come on. The Interstellar soundtrack, it's a unique soundtrack. There is it's just a lot of like repetitious kind of tick-tock noises.
And that's why that one's different, because it's such a different movie.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Honestly, I think my favorite pirate soundtrack is it's probably the third one.
3 has some great diversity.
I'll be getting to that one tomorrow.
Ah, okay.
Nice.
I've listened to the Jurassic Park soundtrack multiple times.
Okay.
Nice.
Episodes 1 through 3 of Star Wars.
Nice.
Essentially, I went through all the John Williams that I had on my iPod Classic.
Good times.
It's been a fun ride.
I'm currently listening to a Harry Bosch audiobook.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's what I need to do. I have to bring the Harry Potter 7
that
audiobook back
Right.
with me
Right.
and put the rest of it on my computer and then onto my iPod, and then I'll listen to that at work. But I'm trying to decide whether or not I should buy all of the audiobooks for all of the books.
Well, I have the Sorcerer's Stone, I think.
Okay.
You can have it. I don't care.
Well,
I'm over
I'll
Harry Potter.
I'll borrow it and return, because I'll just put it on my computer.
You can have it. I don't care.
There we go.
I'm over Harry Potter.
You heard it first, folks.
He's over it. Like he's allegedly over Marvel.
I am.
He's not. It's going to draw you back in.
Right, Curtis, I watched an episode and a half of WandaVision. I don't care. What are they gonna do to draw me back in, Curtis? Let's be real.
It's gonna get nutso and crazy and intense.
So and crazy and intense.
Yep, December can't get here soon enough, so we can see
The
another
Mandalorian.
Spider-Man movie.
And then Tobey Maguire comes back.
Could happen.
And Andrew Garfield.
It could happen. We'll see. I'm very intrigued.
Noah is scared.
That street's behind.
Speaking of things coming out, I take it you saw the trailer for The Bad Batch?
I did. They put a kid in it. I'm less interested. They did this once before. It was called Rebels. Yikes.
Well,
who could the kid turn out to be?
It looked like a clone.
Right, but
who cares?
It's got to be a setup for something.
It's gotta be. Of course. Couldn't not be. Ryan goes.
I'm trying to figure out whether or not on May the 4th they're going to have some kind of... It's probably just going to be the tiniest teaser trailer for the Kenobi show. Maybe.
Well, they announced the cast.
Right.
Hayden Christensen's back.
I know. I'm excited.
I'm excited to see what he can do with a different director.
You think we're going to get like some stub arm Darth Vader scenes? Like him hanging out in his Bacta tank? And
I would assume they would use him for flashbacks, but maybe.
You never know.
Flashbacks?
Yes.
That's 15 years ago.
Okay. They're still good-looking people.
All right.
Ewan McGregor, he ages. It's not Elijah Wood, where he just doesn't age.
He ages slowly.
He ages slowly.
Right.
Seriously, Elijah Wood doesn't look like he's aged today. Like, when they brought him back for The Hobbit, you were like, oh yeah, look, it's Frodo. He looks exactly the same.
But he's 10 years older.
But he doesn't look it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Curtis, we could talk about the Hobbit movies.
That reminds me, I also listened to The Lord of the Rings.
Oh, nice.
Yep. All of those. That was very good.
You have those soundtracks?
Yes, sir.
Oh, cool.
Well, Curtis did on his
Curtis has those soundtracks?
G4, and all of the music.
I've had those soundtracks since 2003.
All of the music from that
Cool.
G4 wound up on my my iPod.
Curtis, do you have those in disc?
No,
Tragic.
they were given to me.
Probably by Brett.
Probably.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, I did try whatever it is that you showed me, that link, to try to get the videos off of the old iPod. It wouldn't allow me.
Nah.
Tragic.
So I think I'm just going to have to delete them.
That's a
Or
ripperino.
delete the ones that I don't really need. Because I'm assuming you have them all on your computer.
Yeah, I think I've got pretty much everything. I got that hard drive recovered, so it...
Oh, you did? I know
Yeah.
that was a long ongoing process.
Yeah, so I've got that back. It's kind of weird. I mean, the recovery process doesn't
Right.
give everything back to you in like the original kind of file structure that you had. It's kind of weird and broken up, but I think everything's there. So that's
Okay.
cool.
Well, I'll just get rid of the movies that I know I will not watch again.
And
So-
hey, you could always just buy some of them.
Probably will.
Yeah.
Hey.
I was looking at
What a
my
crazy
shelf,
idea.
and I was like, there's a lack of...
Movies.
there's a lack of... What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Variety?
No.
You mean symphonies?
57 symphonies.
That's
I
a
got the
movie I
reference.
don't need to watch again.
No.
But I do enjoy the clarinet gag.
Yes.
Ooh.
Says
Physical media.
Ah,
I
yes.
have a lack of
Physical media.
video physical media. I have
Yes,
plenty
yes.
of books. There's always room for more books.
You know, there
Till
is a
you run
Death
out of shelf
Clock
space.
comic.
Ah.
It was a very
Oh.
limited. I think it was only a couple,
Then it will be very expensive.
probably.
In all likelihood.
Do you know who the publisher was?
It might have been Dark Horse. I don't remember.
Ask Mike Bratz. He knows.
I
Yeah,
feel like
probably.
for that kind of story, it could have been Dark Horse. They did some stuff like that, but the other one that comes to mind is Image. They were pretty
Let
big
me
into
look it
kind
up
of
here.
the indie comics.
Metalocalypse comic. Waiting. Loading. So the unfortunate thing about Metalocalypse is that there was like a big season 4. It was like a 1-hour finale special thing. And they were aiming to do a 5th season. I think the creators were, but it hasn't happened.
Oh.
So
Just like
been
the movie
waiting
of
for-
Community.
yeah, been waiting for 7 years.
Sad op-ed noises.
Are those the noises he made when they ended those British shows that he was watching?
Okay,
You broke Abed!
the Death Clock comic is produced by Dark Horse.
Makes sense.
Issues 1 through 3. So
Oh. Very limited.
Short and limited. Yes.
oh yeah, so it was a mini series, number 1 through 3, and then there's Death Clock versus the Goon, which was just a separate one-off little thing.
Interesting.
I assume they're harder to get than the Coheed comics.
Maybe. They came out June of 2011, so 10 years old.
Yeah.
Almost.
I read through all the Coheed comics.
Good comics.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Still
I
waiting
do
for
wish-
No World for Tomorrow.
Yeah, I wish that they would do, like, actual hardcover novel versions,
Yeah.
I agree.
like they did with,
The Black Rainbow. You're the Black
Yeah.
Rainbow. You're the Black Rainbow. That book was pretty good. The album, not so much in the grand scheme of things. It's kind of, I would say it's below average Coheed.
Interesting.
It's not terrible, but I would pretty much listen to almost any of their other albums.
Wow.
I only really remember Here We Are Juggernaut.
Juggernaut was a good one. I remember Pearl of the Stars.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he's always got to have one of those songs in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But after that, I don't really remember that album very well.
I think it's the second track. Is it The Broken? Something.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
Yep.
It had a really cool music video.
Oh.
From what I can recall. But yeah, that was the first album where they had a different drummer.
That's
his face.
Yeah. Chris
Something-
Penny.
Yeah, Chris Penny. He's a really good drummer.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it was the drumming that brought that album down.
Well,
It was different.
It was different.
Yeah.
You can hear it.
yeah, the drumming is certainly different. Just, I mean, he always plays his fills like.
Yeah.
There's a lot more filling.
It was
whereas,
cool, like in the first Neverender concert tour, like those. I remember you showed us the videos, and he performed for, all of the albums. He pretty much learned the drum parts verbatim,
Mm-hmm.
at least close enough. So I thought that was impressive.
Yeah, no, those concerts, I can't imagine. I mean, I guess they wrote the albums, so you'd think that they might remember them, but playing 4 albums worth of music plus encores, that's that's a lot.
Yeah.
Night after night after night. Ooh.
Never ending.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Ah.
One of my earbuds keeps falling out.
You see why I don't wear those.
Yeah.
I think the year I went off to college, I still had a pair of those, and they were just terrible. Because they don't stick in my ear.
Yeah, so Allie took she took my other pair of headphones. Otherwise,
Right.
you would have had the matching ones, but
It's okay.
yeah.
If anything, next time I'll bring my pair.
No, but when I wound up having to use those a lot, and I finally was just like, fine, I'll get real earbuds. They, like, no other company makes them this style anymore, and I don't know if that was like Mac copywriting it or something goofy like that, or Apple, I mean.
Could be.
Well, this I think this design is like based on them, doing ear scans or ear molds or something and
Right.
trying to find the most common denominator amongst all the ears.
Well, they succeeded, and they sit in my ears, unlike pretty much any of the ones with the rubber ends on them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep.
So that's a plus. Good job, Apple. You did something right. But then you got rid of the audio jack ports, so, like, what's the point? Well, I know the point is to try and sell AirPods to me, but I'm not going to do that, so...
Actually,
suck it.
I have a coworker who loves his AirPods.
I'm
He's
sure he
just
does.
always got those things in.
Yep. Gotta show him off, Curtis. He spent dumb amount of money on them.
Yeah, probably.
I have my Bose earbuds. Those are cool.
So if you guys need at some point in the future, I will probably end up getting the I don't know if you call them a soundtrack for each Metalocalypse season, but they have like one album per season. I think they take a couple of songs from the different episodes and stick them in.
The music was
CD.
good metal.
Yeah.
I was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The season 4 finale special, whatever, it's weird because it's like a musical.
Oh, Lord.
So there's no talking in the entire thing. Everybody sings everything.
Mm-hmm.
So is that a
Okay.
musical or an opera at that point?
Well, I mean, I guess singing is a little inaccurate because they're still doing the growly growls at times.
So it's a metopera.
It's something.
Metopera.
It's pretty epic. Like the end of the show. I mean, I think they recorded all the music with, I don't know if it was the London Symphony Orchestra, but they had a 50-piece orchestra.
Wow.
And there's like a choir, and it's like,
That's
pure insanity is
that's
what I'm
intense.
yeah.
hearing.
Pure fantasy.
Pure fantasy.
That is where you would be wrong. Reference?
Atlantis.
Hey.
I watched
Atlantis, the animated movie Atlantis?
Yeah.
Oh
Movie's-
my god.
that movie's better than I remembered.
I assume
With-
it's also worse than I remember.
With Leonard Nimoy as the old leader man.
That's
Atlant-
Leonard Nimoy?
The
Oh, yeah.
Atlantean chieftain or something, or
Yeah,
the king, or I don't know. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
That blows my
Yeah.
mind more than when Michael Dorn was voice acting in that Bionicle movie.
You mean when he played
Montanui.
Montanui?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was strange hearing his voice as Montanui. It was like,
It's Worf.
huh, it's Worf. Worf.
The needs of the many outweigh the...
Wait a second. Is this
Wait a second.
Transformers,
That's
or is
Transformers 3.
Hey.
Hey.
We watched that movie in theaters opening night.
Ryan, we went to watch the fourth one in theaters opening night. That was a mistake.
What were we thinking?
I don't know.
See, I've never seen the fourth or any others.
You don't need to.
I feel like he should see the fourth one
Really?
just to see it.
Ah.
It's terrible. It's long. It's complicated for no reason. You only know 2 of the Autobots. Well, 3, but, you know, the third one dies real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, it's like, he's dead.
Yeah.
Darn. Mark Wahlberg's in it?
He is in it.
Right. That's strange.
No Shia LaBeouf.
I'm
That's also
disappointed.
strange.
I thought it was a positive for the movie.
I must have more Shia.
And
See, I don't think the first Transformer movie was like, I think, very good for Shia LaBeouf, but I don't know. I think it's so like weird and segmented, and Michael Bay
yeah.
just that it doesn't really show off his acting.
I just
at all.
remembered that the fourth movie has a lot more discussion about underage relationships than you'd think there would be.
Really?
Yes.
In a Transformers
In
movie?
a Transformers movie. Because the girl was still 17, but they started dating before he turned 18, so they discussed the Romeo and Juliet law. There was a strange amount of discussion of that in that movie. It just came back to me. I wish it didn't. So maybe you just should avoid this movie at all costs, Curtis. It's pointless.
Probably will.
You know what you should watch? The Expanse
Huh.
on Prime Video.
I knew this was coming.
Of course you knew this was coming. Curtis, it's really good.
I have heard. I saw the first 2 episodes back in the day. That's
You
it.
liked it. Go and watch
I
it.
did.
Go watch it, Curtis. It's really good.
I bet it is.
Season 6 comes out next year. Season 5 just came out. It was really good.
Season 6 is the end, though, right?
6 or 7, I don't remember. Probably 6.
All right. Well, I'll catch it at some point.
Like now.
So when you guys finish up the entire Metalocalypse series, we can do a review of the final episode special thing.
Okay, I'll see you in a month.
Sounds good.
Guess I'll...
Maybe 12.
12?
Yep.
12 days?
Of Hanukkah. Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay.
This
12 days of Christmas.
This isn't Straight No Chaser.
Damn it. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.
Oh, so I got an album. I got Weezer, and they did a whole album where they covered songs from the 80s.
Okay.
That was one of them.
Of course it
Yep.
was.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's right, because
Yeah,
they did the music video with Weird Al.
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
It's so
It's
good.
It's pretty funny.
I guess I'll have to look it up.
And they did one live show where Weird Al showed up and played with them.
Amazing.
It was great.
Al
With his
Yankovic.
accordion.
Al Yankovic.
Philip J. Fry.
You stand accused of traveling the forbidden planet Omega-3. Do you understand the charges?
1 beep for yes, 2 beeps for no.
Beep. Yes, so noted. Do you plead guilty? Beep. Beep. Double yes, guilty. Will now carry out the sentence. Skiff my gun.
Yup.
I was explaining
Classic.
Zap Brannigan to Mary,
Zap Brannigan.
and I was telling her about how it's like if
William
William
Shatner,
Shatner
believed
believed he was Captain Kirk.
Captain Kirk.
And she stared at him for a little bit. She looked at me. She stared back at the screen again. She's like, "Yeah, pretty much."
Yeah, pretty much. That's it. That is the encapsulation of Zap Brannigan. Do you want some more champagne?
It's pronounced champagne.
Oh, God!
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I also listened to Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. They just released some song.
That's right. And how was it?
Okay.
It definitely sounds like the 70s.
Yeah, aren't they doing a whole album? Didn't I see that?
I think so. And I'm kind of excited to see what happens. If their plan is to just kind of make an album with that sound for every song, that could be kind of interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting seeing Anderson .Paak not rapping. So
I don't even know who Anderson .Paak is.
he's like an R&B rapper, percussionist. He's a very good drummer,
Okay.
which is kind of the reason I was sold in watching it. I was like, wow, this guy is drumming and singing very well at the same time. Okay, I'll watch this.
He is, in fact, better.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have much more to say.
Yeah, this was a
Short.
fairly
Brief.
short episode.
Well, yeah, the episodes are short, so our discussion
Yes.
would therefore be short, despite our rambling.
Right.
So I'm back together.
All right, the poor chef. We're spending $10,000 a day to keep him alive. He's not even doing anything.
So that's actually, I should ask, do you think that chef will live, or do you think he will die?
I think he'll live.
I think he'll live.
Really? Wow.
For at least a little while, and then they'll kill him doing something else.
Yeah. They'll bring him back, and then he'll die.
Yeah, I can
All
see
right.
it.
All right.
If you've enjoyed this video, hit like. If you want to watch more of this content, subscribe.
And check out our 47 plus another 47th episode in the list of our episodes.
We stream now our episodes weekly on Wednesdays, or close to 7 p.m. Central, though probably about 10 minutes before that or so.
Give or take.
Give or take. Next week, we might be discussing something else incredibly interesting, or maybe not. Maybe we'll talk about Scott Pilgrim. Or maybe not. I don't know. Heather's a big fan of Scott Pilgrim.
Solid.
Scott Pilgrim!
Hey, buddy, welcome to the Chaos Theater.
Thud. Thud. Thud.
Discuss Siege. My brothers don't play Siege, Sam. This will go nowhere very quickly. This would be even more boring than this episode was.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. Curtis doesn't even know what that means. Ryan has a vague understanding of what it is.
Yeah, what is Siege?
Exactly.
Sounds like it could be a Michael Bay movie.
I think Ryan understands that it's a video game that I play.
Whenever I see you play, you make what is known as a gamer move.
Ah. Okay, your whole audience does. Well, Sam, we'll bring you on virtually and we can talk to you about Siege. How's that? Got a delay of like 10 seconds, so we're going to sit here.
We're talking about the Red Green Show?
Do it.
You
All
guys
right.
have got every episode.
Yes, that's true. And I only care about one. The one where they run out of duct tape. We're all out of duct tape, Dalton! They're on back order. They won't have more duct tape for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Hold it together, Red. Hold it together. Hold it together with what? Well, Sam, we'll have to work it out. Or try to work it out. Maybe. Possibly. We'll see what happens.
Oh, you were wrong. It wasn't behind the backstop for the archery range. It was the backstop for the archery range.
Found the canoe, Red. It wasn't behind the backstop target range. It was the backstop. How long do you think these fruit patch holes will last? About as long as the reused duct tape does paddles. Just make you paddle faster when the water starts leaking in. Oh my god. Turn a K car into a Zamboni.
We got it in reverse anyways, so it all works out.
So it all works out. We're going in reverse anyways.
Yeah. Oof.
Oof. Indeed.
Like and subscribe.
And subscribe. Where's our outro music, Curtis?
Do 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 do.
That's copy.